Hey there, and welcome to Clarity Compass, your trusted guide in the world of academic research. I'm Kiran. This is first long video of Compass Guide tutorial series. It is your personal roadmap to navigate the most confusing, underexplained parts of academic research. From choosing your research paradigm, decoding methodologies, to publishing your first paper, this series is designed to give you honest step-by-step guidance with motivation and meaning woven into every episode. Whether you are a master's student, MPhil researcher, or a PhD scholar, this series is for you. And if you are returning from my shorts series, welcome back. This is where we go deeper and try to understand clearly. If you're ready to stop guessing and start growing, make sure to hit that subscribe button and let's begin this journey together. Ever felt lost in the jungle of words like ontology, epistemology, paradigm, and methodology? Well, you're not alone. In my Compass Guide shorts, I have already taken baby steps in this world. One short asked, what comes before, theory or philosophy? Another, crack the trio, approach, methodology and method. And most recently, I explored the soul of research itself, ontology, epistemology, and axiology. But now, it's time to connect the dots, to see how everything fits together like a well-aligned map. So welcome to a special two-part Compass Guide series called From Paradigm to Practice, how to align your research philosophy, approach, and method. In part 1, we will explore the philosophical worldview, why it matters, how to identify it, and how it silently shapes your entire research journey. And in part 2, we will break down the three major research approaches, qualitative, quantitative, and mixed methods, and help you choose which path truly fits your question. So grab a notebook and settle in. This is the clarity you have been searching for. The compass of research. What are we aligning actually? Imagine you're on a solo track through a dense forest. What do you need? You need to know three things. Where you stand, your philosophical stance, where you want to go, that is your research approach, and how to get there, that is your methodology and methods. But if your compass is faulty, if your worldview, your design, and method don't align, you'll wander in circles. According to Creswell, a research approach is more than just tools. It's blend of philosophical worldview, research design, and specific methods. Let's decode this trio one by one. Your philosophical compass. Let's pause here, because if you skip this part, no amount of data or technique can save your research. Creswell reminds us that every research journey begins with a worldview, a set of beliefs that guide action. It's not fluff, it's your anchor. So let's meet the 6 major worldviews that shape how we do research in the social sciences. Positivism. Founded by Auguste Comte, Positivism is the belief that reality is objective and measurable. Truth exists out there, waiting to be discovered through observation and experimentation. In this view, researchers are neutral observers and data should be quantifiable. For example, measuring how students' test scores vary based on numbers of study hours. This worldview still underpins many quantitative studies, especially in education, psychology, economics, and public health, etc. Postpositivism. This is an evolved version of positivism. It acknowledges that we can't know truth perfectly, but we can get close using empirical methods and probability-based reasoning. Post-positivism values objectivity, hypothesis, and measurement, but recognizes human bias. For example, evaluating the impact of digital learning platform on rural schools using pre and post tests. Constructivism. Associated with Max Weber, Peter Berger, and Thomas Luckman, Constructivism sees reality as socially constructed through language, culture, and interaction. There is no single truth, only multiple perspectives are existing. Researchers under this paradigm use qualitative methods like interviews, narratives, and participant observation. For example, exploring how different communities interpret the idea of success in school education. Critical theory, rooted in the ideas of Karl Marx, Theodor Adorno, and Jürgen Habermas, critical theory aims to expose power structures, inequality, and oppression in the society. Truth is not neutral. It's shaped by caste, class, race, ethnicity, history. For example, media representations of poverty. Studying how mainstream media portrays the poor as helpless, dependent, or even criminal, reinforcing stereotypes and shifting blame from structural inequality to individual failure. Critical theory asks who controls the narrative and how does media legitimize inequality. Transformative, a cousin of critical theory, we can say. This paradigm is linked to feminist research, critical pedagogy, disability studies, and indigenous methodologies. It prioritizes social justice, equity, and the active involvement of marginalized voices in the research process. For example, collaboratively researching the challenges faced by first-generation college students in higher education. This paradigm focuses not just on findings, but on ethical partnerships and real-world impact. And the last is critical realism, which was introduced by Roy Bhaskar. Critical realism bridges the gap between objectivity and social context. It argues that reality exists independently of our perception, but we can only understand it through our social lenses. Well, my own research is also guided by critical realism. For example, investigating the cause of school dropout in tribal communities, combining structural factors with personal stories. Critical realism is especially powerful in mixed method research and evaluating complex social systems. So, what's your worldview? Ask yourself, what do I believe about truth? Is reality fixed, constructed, or hidden beneath structures? Am I a neutral observer or an active participant? Your answers to these questions will shape the kinds of questions you ask, the methods you choose, and the way you interpret your data. This isn't a checkbox, it's your philosophical compass, and everything in your research must align with it. I'm just giving you an overview of research approach we are going to discuss in the next part. Now that you have discovered your worldview, your paradigm, the next step is to choose your approach. Think of it like this. Your worldview is why you believe what you believe, and your approach is how you decide to explore that belief through research. There are three main approaches to choose from: qualitative, quantitative, and mixed methods. It's a wrap for today's video. So now you have explored the core of your research compass, your worldview, your paradigm, your beliefs about knowledge, truth, and reality, and how these invisible forces shape your every research decision. We have met the 6 major worldviews. We have seen how philosophy isn't abstract, it's practical, personal, and deeply powerful. And in the next video, we move forward from belief to action, from philosophy to approach. In part 2, we will unpack the 3 major research approaches: qualitative, quantitative, and mixed methods. You will learn what makes them different, when to use each, and how they connect back to your worldview. It's not just about tools, it's about choosing the right path for the kind of truth you're chasing. So make sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and bring a notebook, because in part 2, we'll dive deep into designing your research journey. Until next time, stay curious, stay grounded, and always let your philosophy guide your practice. This is Clarity Compass, helping you navigate research with soul and strategy. See you in part 2.